Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
We know that marine ecosystems worldwide are highly threatened because of the rising ocean temperatures. The world's oceans globally are expected to rise in temperature by 1 to 3 degrees by the end of the century. And it's not just the temperature. The ocean is also becoming more acidic and its pH value is dropping. Over the next century, this drop in pH value is expected to be between 0.3 to 0.5 units on the 0 to 14 pH scale. And this is because of the increased uptake of atmospheric carbon dioxide at the surface of the oceans. In this video, we'll look at new findings that quantify the degree to which present ocean surface climates are disappearing and completely new types of surface ocean climates are forming. This is the analysis of data from the year 1800 and projections up to the year 2100. The researchers made some startling findings about how relatively stable things were from the year 1800 to 2000 and how from 2000 to 2100 the surface ocean will be completely different with a total form of global novelty as the authors describe it. The changes will also be much more extreme than on land. An extremely rapid evolutionary response is needed from animals in water if they have to keep pace and survive. I'm Sandhya Ramesh and this is Pure Science. Apart from temperature and pH, there are also numerous other climate variables that are swinging wildly from the historical baseline. But unlike on land, which is mainly defined by changes in temperature and precipitation or rainfall, in oceans, the temperature, pH, and the carbonate chemistry of water is an important factor. This is because many animals use carbon ions in water to make their shells and bone. In this study, the researchers used these three variables: the seasonal temperature, pH value, and the saturation of aragonite or calcium carbonate that's found in corals and other marine animals. These three together give the scientists a good picture of the changing ocean climate. These three also affect marine life in various ways. Temperature affects biodiversity to a point because it influences biochemical mechanisms of metabolism, but marine creatures also have thermal tolerance limits. So if temperature crosses that point, that's not good. Corals are also highly sensitive to warming and act like an easy visual thermometer to tell us how warm the ocean is getting. It's always too warm henceforth. On the other hand, changes in pH can alter behaviors of animals because it changes the acid-base balance inside them. So this leads to changes in regulation in neurotransmitters in the animals' bodies. Similarly, if carbon saturation increases, animals find it difficult to build their own shells. So Katie Lauterhorse and her team from Northeastern University Marine Science Center used these parameters to calculate how the ocean climate has changed since pre-industrial times and then mapped out risk scenarios for the future. Some of us have seen IPCC risk scenarios. These are the one like the scenario if we continue with current emissions, if we reduce emissions, if we increase emissions, and so on. They are measured up till the year 2100. These are represented as RCPs, which stand for Representative Concentration Pathway. Technically, RCPs calculate not emissions as such, but greenhouse gas concentration in the atmosphere after emissions. These pathways describe different future climates depending on the volume of greenhouse gases that humans will feed into the atmosphere going forward. The pathways were originally RCP 2.6, RCP 4.5, 6, and 8.5. And these numbers represent the values of radiative forcing projected in the year 2100. We've seen the concept of radiating forcing before. Basically, positive radiative forcing means that the Earth receives more energy from the sun than it radiates back to space. So this causes a net gain in energy and raises global temperatures on Earth. Negative forcing means that the Earth loses more energy to space than it receives from the Sun, so this results in cooling. When neither is happening, there is net zero radiative forcing and the planet is in a temperature equilibrium. Radiative forcing is measured in watts per square meter as a global average, and it depends on whatever plays a role in absorbing and reflecting heat and light, so particles and color primarily. It depends on surface albedo or the amount of reflectivity from Earth. When there is more ice cover on Earth and there are more clouds, sunlight is reflected back and the Earth is relatively cooler. When there's more greenhouse gases and black, dirty, dark, sooty particles, more heat is absorbed. Even when these particles settle on ice, they can reduce albedo and increase heat absorption. There are also aerosols which can reflect light and heat back to space, and so on. The RCP values measure the level of positive radiative forcing we know will happen in the year 2100. So in the future scenarios, the most positive one we had was RCP 1.9, which is if temperatures are kept below 1.5 degree rise from pre-industrial times, the radiative forcing value will be 1.9. RCP 2.6 is when emissions start reducing and reach zero by 2100. RCP 4.5 is thought to be the intermediate scenario where things get very bad and then a little bit better. There's 8.5, which if emissions continue to rise till the year 2100 and is the basis of all worst case scenarios. So far, we think that RCP 8.5 is a scenario that is not likely to play out as there is so much awareness about increasing emissions, but we can't rule out the theoretical possibility of the extreme, and also the metric is a good parameter to track cumulative emissions and predicting emissions based on policies. The latest scenarios in the IPCC's sixth assessment are a little different by name. Along with RCPs, now IPCC also uses SSPs, which are shared socio-economic pathways. These are updated to reflect that emissions and lifestyle and socio-economic factors are closely tied. Now there are 5 SSPs. SSP1 is full sustainability and green energy. SSP2 is the middle of the road with some sustainability globally. SSP3 is rocky road with regional rivalries between countries and nations. SSP4 is called a road divided, where there is systemic societal inequality across the globe in wealth and power. And SSP5 is taking the highway or full of fossil fuel development. These have been used in the IPCC's sixth assessment report that we discussed a few days ago. But now back to this study on marine fauna, which uses RCP values to calculate risk. The researchers used a model of reconstructed pre-industrial climate, a standard practice, and projected 2 RCP scenarios. They specifically modeled ocean climates globally for 3 time periods. One was the early 19th century, starting from 1795 to 1834, then the late 20th century, 1965 to 2004, and the late 21st century, 2065 to 2104. One scenario they used was RCP 4.5, when emissions peak by the year 2040 and then start declining. The other is the extreme RCP 8.5, where emissions keep rising till the year 2100. The authors say that they chose these 2 scenarios and not the lower, more stringent RCPs because the ocean is warming much faster than land, so these might be more realistic for the oceans. They found that from the year 1800 to 2000, there were no major global disappearances of existing climate structures in the ocean, although several parts were already starting to show signs of novelty. But between the years of 2000 and 2001, the scientists warn that a major part of the oceanic surface is going to experience a moderate to an extreme degree of global disappearance in any scenario beyond RCP 4.5. The findings show that between 35.6% and 95% of the 20th century ocean surface climates may disappear by the year 2100, depending on emissions in the first half of this century. Further, they found that anywhere from 10.3% to 82% of the global ocean may experience surface climates that have never existed before in the oceans. This will include a combination of higher temperatures, lower pH and more acidity, and a low saturation of aragonite. The change will be the most as we go higher in latitude towards the poles and will be lesser near the equator because novel climate processes are already widely prevalent in warmer regions. This will have a huge impact on marine fauna, and it is already happening. Animals have evolved to occupy ecological niches that are highly dependent on a stable climate in the oceans. Creatures that are adapted to existing ocean surface climate may not be able to find that kind of climate again in the future. So the entire species would be threatened unless there is rapid evolutionary response and adaptation starting already and showing by the end of the century. This becomes a problem as animals start to hit their temperature limits and they don't live long enough for adaptive evolutionary responses to occur before whole species and genera start to go extinct. Some other studies have shown that some animals are more resilient than others and can adapt fast to a changing climate. These studies show that marine species are able to track climate change and can adapt accordingly by dispersal. But this study now shows that these climate shifts that animals are able to adapt to quickly are not new. They've occurred before since the early 19th century, since the 1800s. But the pace at which the climate is changing now is different and shifts are happening rapidly globally. The authors state that their findings are most likely conservative as there are many other factors that they haven't even considered in their study, such as higher sunlight at lower latitudes, increased stratification which can cut off nutrient supply in water, flow of water to coastal areas that is nutrient rich, solubility of oxygen, increased ice melt and decreased salinity and increased fresh water in the oceans, and so on and so forth. So, for species to survive in the surface ocean, they might no longer be able to disperse to newer locations like they used to, and instead they have to now evolve rapidly or just die out from the face of the earth thanks to humans.